Alright, bro. We got September. Chest and abs Monday. Bear plank shoulder taps, and then bear plank walkouts. 10 each, 3 sets. So bear plank, knees under shoulders, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. 10 here. Try not to turn with them. Try and keep them still. And then bear plank walkouts. You're gonna go here like this. There's 1. There's 2. 5 on that side, and then 5 leading with the left knee. Keep those elbows locked out. No tension here, but locked out here. 3 sets there. We're gonna go into dumbbell chest press. We're gonna do a 10 to 2 even ladder with progressive weight. So 10 reps, then heavier 8, 6, 4, and then try and hit a heavy 2. And in between each one of those sets on that flat bench, those leg lifts, you know, when you're laying at the end of the bench and hands are here, and just 10 leg lifts like that. Dumbbell incline bench, and this rep scheme is going to be like, not for everything, but for a lot of the sets throughout this program this month that I wrote for everybody, or not everybody, but to you guys. So you're gonna select a weight, something, decent on an incline bench. You're gonna do max reps. So you should be warm from your flat bench set. Max rep set. Say you grab 50s and you get, I don't even know how many, but like a good number, something that's gonna get you, 10 to 20 reps, something like that, I'm thinking. And then you're gonna take a break, and then you're gonna do 2 more sets at half that rep. So say I get 20 reps in, I'm gonna keep that weight, I'm gonna drop down, and I'm gonna do 2 more sets of 10 with rest in between. So your goal throughout the month is always, first of the month starting off light, and then progressive load as the month goes on. So think about that first week, maybe whatever I got. Say I got 50s that first week, I get my sets in, then I jump up the next week. So the goal could even be like, hey, I'm gonna jump up to 52.5 or 55s. Maybe I try and hit that same number of max reps with a heavier weight each week. And you're always able to say, well, you know what, I want to keep that same weight from last week. That weight felt good, and I just want to see if I can get more reps with just that weight. So you got a little play in how you wanna run it. Say you're not feeling it that day, go lighter and get 30, 40 reps, So it's kind of a little way for you to play around with the weight. And after the first week, let's talk about what that feels like in your mind. And then if you want a little, you got a little feedback from me, then we can talk about it. So basically it's 3 sets with most of these. 1 max set, then 2 more half rep max sets. So then from that we go to dips. Same rep scheme for dips. And then cable chest flies, same rep scheme. And then in between each one of those cable fly sets, jumping up on that bar and leg lifts, 10 reps. And then for your finisher here, we're gonna do these these back roll leg switches. So they look like this. You're gonna start with your elbow, your ankles crossed. You're gonna go back, and you're gonna flip and come up. Flip and come up. So you're gonna try and time that flip. You're gonna do 40 of those. And then the second one here, you're gonna do this combo of 10 saws, and then coming up onto those hands, and 10 plank jacks. Do 4 sets there. Moving on to legs. We got alternating sun salutations. So taking that big step back, knee back, thumb back, reach back, look back, alternating on those 10. And then on these ones here, you're gonna go 1 leg broad jump. So we did the broad jump, box jump. This one here, you're just gonna go 1 leg broad jump. So start with my right, I'm gonna jump, land double, and then box jump. Come back to that, I'll do another one on that right leg's gonna jump. But I'm gonna land double and then box jump, and then I'll do 2 on the left leg. And that'll be 1 set. And we're gonna do 3 of those sets. We kept leg press. This is gonna be the same rep scheme. Max reps, and then 2 sets at half. And then B stance, landmine, RDLs. Some of these newer ones that I put in here, I mean, this is something that I would definitely not a max rep on this because your hamstrings are gonna fill these. So you're gonna set the landmine up, bar's gonna be like away. Bar's gonna be sitting in the landmine. B stance here, so this is my weighted side, this is my working side. This is my kind of like kickstand side. So I want a slight bend in the knee here. Slight bend in the knee here. Not a lot of weight here. And then just driving those hips up. So think about on these, let me see here. If I want it. Yeah, I do. I want that weighted side, working side here. Think about these that I'm not reaching, dropping shoulders and reaching with the bar, but I'm reaching back with the hip. So you're gonna have to stay away far enough where it's gonna be really close here. But when I'm here and I'm driving through my heel, I get a stretch in the hamstring, I get some activation in the glute, and then I'm driving up, okay? So think of the movement going back and then up. So we're gonna do 3 sets at 8 with that. And then you're gonna, combo, okay? So that was the working leg, right leg. Then you're gonna come into this Zercher position here like this. You're gonna hold here like this, and you're gonna go reverse lunges here on that landmine. This kind of slides a little bit. So if this just isn't cutting it, isn't working, you could hold. Let's see, it changes the angle a little bit. So that's why I thought about this. You're gonna get some core activation with this and a little arm work. That's why I like those Zerchers. So 8 on that side, and then you'll flip around and do your 8 and 8 on the other side. So we got 3 sets of 8 of that. You see it's like a B1, B2, it's like a superset. Leg extension. Pick a solid weight, something that you're gonna get. Any of these max ones, I'm looking for more reps than less reps, you know? I don't want something that you're gonna max out and you're gonna be done at 10, you know? I wanna push a little bit more because you know that we have that time under tension, which is going to, you know, increase a little bit more blood flow, a little bit more pump, and that's what we're looking for. So max set, and then two of those half reps, and then weighted calf. I don't know if we had a standing. I don't have a standing calf raise. I don't know why there's no standing calf raise. There's 2 seated ones. I hate them. But if you have a standing, great. If not, you could use a dumbbell weighted and do a standing. That's basically what I've been doing. Or just doing the calf raises like we did them last month, just on the leg extension, leg curl machine. Sometimes I get them in like that. But same thing, max rep, then 2 half sets. And then this one here is a front lateral reverse lunge. It's 15 reps. So that's a 3 rep here. So it's going to look like this. So here's your right leg. You're going to go 1 lateral here, 2, this is the bending leg, and then 3. Okay, so that's basically 3 reps or 1 set. Consider that 5 sets, 15 total reps. I'll go forward, lateral, and reverse, 15 reps, and then you can do the same thing on that side. Now, I didn't put them in here to weight them. It's a little bit of a balance work, but at the end of that workout, if you wanted to throw a little dumbbell action in there, all good. It's just weighted here, and then weighted there. Okay, so I'd focus more on good hinges and good movements through there than adding weight, but I'm not opposed to it either. And then I had a 5-minute bike, 20-second smooth pace, and I'm at 10-second hard. So after that 10-second hard, trying to breathe and recover on that 20 to get ready and set for that next 10-second hard. 5 minutes of that, so 10 rounds. Wednesday we have shoulders. So we got the shoulders, either change plates or preferably, dumbbells, 5s, 7.5s, 10s. I've been hanging out sometimes in that 7.5 range. I kind of like that. So we'll start off, we'll go with the V's. Okay, we'll go with the arrows. How did I write it on here? Laterals here on the side. And then this one here, this open fly press, where I open and close and then press. Hinges here. Up row push-outs like this. And then fronts. I like thumbs up on the fronts. And then bent over reverse. Good little warm up there for the shoulders. And then we'll get going on it. That first one here is a kneeled landmine press. So getting set here with play around what feels better here. I like it all weighted on one side. Some trainers will go with wanting to have this kind of lateral stability here. You do have a little bit more room. I don't know, I kind of like these more. But you see this finish, I want it locked out, but you see how this arm isn't overhead. So I think this will do you a little better on your pressing. But make sure you're stable through here. Stable hamstring and glute. Squeezing this back glute, nice and stable. And that's a 10-2 even ladder. So 10 presses, switch those knees, 10 presses, then you can add some weight. 8, 8, 6, 6, 4, 4, 2, 2. And then cable reverse flies. You can use that reverse fly machine for the shoulders, but I wanted to see if you wanted to use cables on this what you would do is you could either grab the handle or just actually grab the cable. You know, the cable has the little like ball set up. Grab it above the ball, cross over like this, and you're on the crossover cable here, and you're just like this. So not high setup with the cables if we choose to use this, but maybe like right here, more mid shoulder to head range, and just like this. When you're holding the cables like that, you're not going to be able to go heavy. So stay light, get a million reps in. Think about that reverse shoulder right there, that rear delt, and that max rep, and then 2 half sets. Dumbbell lateral front raise combo. So it's going to go like this here. Lateral, close, and down, front, open, and down. That's really 1 rep. So here, that's 1. So that's how you're going to be able to count them. And that's the same thing here. Max, and then 2 half sets. Dumbbell shrugs. Again, you know, get a big set in. I did these the other day and they felt good. You know, adding this, even though we're still getting the work in, we're adding like this 5th day on this training cycle. And this shoulder thing is going to feel maybe a little short, but it's midweek and I think it's going to be perfect for you. And then rower, so you're going to go 1 smooth pull, 1 medium pull, and then 1 aggressive pull. Remember, the hard pull doesn't mean fast, it means big push, hard, right? And then you're going to build that. So then I'm going to go 2 smooth pulls, recovery pulls, 2 medium pulls, and then 2 hard pulls, okay? Think of that build up, and then just keep building. 3s, 4s, 5s. I got you going for 5 minutes, okay? It's gonna be a challenge, man. So see what number you get to, and then, you know, try and hit that each week. Moving on to back. Those banded bird dogs, so you're going to be bringing your resistance band, so maybe you use that, however you hook it up around something. And then it's banded here, you extend it, and then you're pulling in with the knee and in with the elbow. Okay, 10 on that side, 10 on that side, 3 sets, okay? Man, I haven't done those in a while, and I really like those. Pull up band assisted, same rep scheme. Max reps, then 2 half sets. Then you're gonna flip those hands, okay? Max, and then this is the only one of these, this is the only one of these in this cycle that I only had you do 1 half set, okay? For the chin-ups. Then we're gonna go to the landmine V-bar rows. So you're gonna take that V-bar cable extension. You're gonna wrap it around right here on the bar, and then you're gonna pull in here. Now what happens is while you're pulling in here, whatever plate you have loaded on here is gonna be like coming to hit you in the chest. So instead of loading 45s on here, you could start loading 25s so that you have a little bit more space on your row. But it just depends on what the weight sets are there. Like I said, I haven't done those in a long. I might have only done those once. But the nice thing about those are the setup for the legs, right? You have the static hold for the legs. So just make sure that you're keeping shoulders back, you're keeping locked in here, that you're not starting to kind of fall here, but you're more here on that. And that's one that you're gonna select that weight, and you haven't done them before, so you don't really know what it's gonna feel like. It's like one of those things, man. If you're doing 30 of them, then you probably need to go up on that weight, you know? So think about it on those max sets. I would think to be somewhere between like 10 and 20, and maybe on some things more pushing towards 20. Just so we're going to get a little bit of more of that time under tension and that volume, you know. Okay, and then we have those tricep rope pull downs. Cable machines up high, tricep rope here. You're kind of bent here and pulling through with the lats, right? So I'm not bending at the elbows. My elbows are a little bent, but I'm trying to be here with my lats, okay? Trying to flex through those lats at the end. And that's a max plus 2 halves. And then dumbbell hip thrust. I don't know where you got to on weights. I put like 50 to 70 pounds on that dumbbell. This is definitely one where I want higher rep counts. Definitely somewhere in the 20, maybe even north of 20, because you think about those drop sets. They're half sets. If I'm only doing 15 reps and I gotta take a half. Oh, that's another thing too. Anytime on these where it's a half rep, and if I get an odd number, I'm at 15, I'm always going up. So I'm not gonna do half rep, right? If I do 15 reps, I'm gonna do 8 reps on that half set. So I'm always gonna have to add a rep there. And then V-up max reps, rest and repeat times 2. So those V-ups, you're long and you're coming up together and down together. However many you can get on there, and then 2 more sets, and then bicycle max reps. And you might get a lot of these, man, but these are gonna burn, especially after those V-ups. You're gonna be here like this, bicycles, trying to come across and touch that elbow to the knee. And you can count those however you want. If you want to count 1, 2, 3, or if you want to just count one side, however you want to count it, it's on your count. And getting that done. And then it's arm day, baby. So arm day warm up, I got you walking on the treadmill. Get the blood flowing a little bit. I set that treadmill at 1 speed. I hold on, and I'm just taking those lunge walk steps for 3 minutes. If you don't like it on the treadmill, you can always do it on the turf. I find it a little easier on the treadmill because it's kind of moving through for you. And we're going to start off with the bar skull crushers. Okay, max reps, and then 2 more half sets. Overhead tricep, single arm, so dumbbells here, popping that elbow up really high here, and here's your set, and then you're going to do your other arm, max on both, and then 2 more sets of half reps. I got another dip in there for you. So when you're doing your dips with your chest, focus on kind of pushing with your chest. When you're doing your dips for your arm, focus on those triceps, just in your mind. You're going to get work on shoulders, tries, and chest for dips, but think about that. And then preacher curl machine, a max set, and then 2 half reps, and then double bicep curl hammers. I've been doing a lot of them seated, and I'm okay with you doing them seated or standing, however you prefer. Same rep scheme. And then these straight bar wrist curls, those preloaded bars, and that's what I've been doing, is as far as weight, I usually sit somewhere between the 80 and 100. It just depends on what bar is loaded at that point. So say the 80's right here. I grip it up like this, backwards off the rack, and I pick it up, and then I'm just letting my fingers get long, and then curling up here, and then setting it back. So you're gonna feel it kind of rubbing against your hamstrings to your butt, kind of keep that bar close. And then on those ones, because usually they have it, all the heavier ones are on one side, I'll come to the other side of the rack, and then I'm sitting more like lighter, like 40, 60. And these ones here, I'm doing like an extension curl. So my wrists are kind of flexed and I'm kind of up like this. I'm not curling all the way, I don't care about that, but I'm more thinking about curling my knuckles back and bending my elbows a little bit. So that way I'm getting a little bit of that extensor. And I did those this week and man, I still feel them. So trying to get those Popeye forearms going. And then 2-hand kettlebell swings. I'd love to see these. If you have a chance to video them. Biggest thing with kettlebell swings is don't swing the bell too low. The handle should be somewhere in this area above your knees, okay? Let the bell come and arms hit the body, and that is your cue to hinge. Sometimes there's too much space in here. People start swinging and they'll start bending before, and that loads the back up too much. So wait till those arms hit, hips back. Arms hit, hips back. And another big thing is on the finish, make sure you're squeezing quads, squeezing glutes. So I'm here, squeeze. Here, squeeze. And that's it, brother. I'm sure that was a long ass video. So hit me up with any questions and we'll touch base next week.